today's video, I'm gonna be doing my hair, showing kind of like what I do every 2 weeks to do my hair, and then we're gonna talk about some mental health awareness. We're gonna talk about postpartum. We're gonna talk about.
Get a haircut.
I'm not getting a haircut. We're gonna talk about fitness, post baby, all of this in this video.
I got the Becca's party.
You went to what?
Becca's party.
Beckham's party.
Yes.
So stay tuned. It's gonna be a good one, and I'll check you guys soon. You gonna check them soon, Madison?
I check them soon.
Say we check you soon.
We check them soon.
Okay, now press the button. Alright, so we're back, and I shampooed, of course, conditioned, washed the conditioner out. I typically let it air dry for maybe about 10-15 minutes, and then I start with my rollers. So that's what we're gonna do. And while I am doing my hair, we're gonna do like I want to implement on my channel a let's talk, or like a let's chat, where we just talk about things, I guess. So, but for this particular chat, I want to talk about mental health awareness for women and men. But I think a bigger portion of it will be for moms, especially moms who work, as well as fathers who work, even if you are in a two-parent household, because it's hard. It's hard to, sometimes it's hard to make it through the day. With everything that you have kind of going on. So we're just going to talk about it a little bit, share with you guys a few of my tidbits, advice, but kind of share my story about my life and what I've kind of been going through the past, let's say, 6 months. So of course, as you guys know, I did have a baby, our second daughter. We had her back Black Friday in 2021. So she is our second. She is our bundle of joy. But fast forward to that, or fast forward to maybe a few months after that. So what I did, maternity leave, I took a long time for my maternity leave. Normally, I think some jobs differ. My job only gave me 4 weeks, and then anything else that I wanted to use after that was something that I had to use from either my vacation time or my sick time. Luckily, I'm the type of person, I don't really take off work unless necessary. So I had plenty of time. So I took off from the middle of November to early March. And one of the reasons why I took off longer because my mom had been sick. And I wanted to make sure I had time to spend with her, but also time for the new baby. And just kind of to get back to myself a little bit at least. So that's what I did. And over those last few months, it was hard to transition for me, coming from or going from one child to two, and then starting over. So not getting rest at night like I normally could with my 4-year-old, as well as financially, instead of paying for one child in daycare, we had to start paying for 2. So our daycare bill went up from $190 something a week for just Madison to $400 and I want to say $35 every week for both. Yes. So dealing with all of that, as well as my job, it was a 3-person unit, and it was a 3-person unit when I left in November, and then by the time I got back in March, it was just me coming back. So dealing with all of that at one time, I very quickly got overwhelmed. So in short, I would just kind of summarize the summer of 2022. Although this is still August, the early summer of 2022 for me was hard. It was emotionally hard, it was financially hard, and it was physically hard. Getting back into the routine of things, come March, going back to work, in the mornings, getting up, getting not just me together and another child, but getting another child together, a baby together, making sure she eats before daycare, making sure the oldest one, she normally doesn't eat before daycare, but make sure she has kind of something to drink or something before we leave for school. So that was difficult. And then going to work, and at work it was just me. Instead of it being a 3-man unit, it was cut down to just me. So I had to quickly learn that that job became overwhelming. It's overwhelming when it's 3 people, but it's even more overwhelming when it's just one. So having to lean on other coworkers and teaching other coworkers what I do in order to kind of help me out. And then it would be times where I would want to start my fitness journey. Like, okay, this month I'm gonna work on my eating. I'm gonna go to the gym, at least start with 3 times a week. And it just fell by the wayside because I was supposed to be in lane A, but I was like all the way in lane F. It was awful. So, and I think I kind of touched on it in my very first video where I kind of introduced myself and what we will be talking about in this video. So this segment is going to be titled, Let's Talk About It. So in this video, we're just going to chat about motherhood. We're going to chat about work. We're going to chat about postpartum. People always talk about like, oh yeah, you might lose your hair and you might lose, you may gain weight, you may not gain weight, whatever. But people talk about the emotional, and I guess everybody's journey is different because everybody has different things going on in their lives. So I would like to say I'm still navigating through postpartum. navigating through what it is that makes me happy. I think that's what it really sums up to. Of course, my kids, my husband, you know, they all make me happy. But what's something that makes Courtney happy outside of being a mom and a wife and an employee? What makes Courtney happy outside of all of that? And I can't tell you. Right now, I'm still going through that journey of redefining myself as a young woman, redefining myself as a mom, redefining myself as an employee, and kind of what the, oh my God, and kind of what it looks like. So first, to start off, what does a normal day look like now? Now that I have 2 kids, now that Madison has started kindergarten, what does a normal day look like for me? So for me, normally I wake up about between 5:30 and 5:45. Yeah, that's about when I wake up between 5:30 and 5:45. I get up and I get me together first. So the night before, I would have already laid out my clothes. So when I wake up, 9 times out of 10, I already know what I'm wearing. And me changing throws everything off. So typically what I do is I wake up, and then from there, I get dressed. Not I get dressed. I brush my teeth, wash my face, do all of that. If I need to wash up or something, you know, I do that. Yes. I'll wash up, get ready, things like that. Get dressed, and then I get the kids together. Morgan is the easiest to wake up, so I do her first. It just is what it is, because some mornings it's Madison, why are you knocking on the door?
Because I need to talk to you.
Okay, can we talk later, please?
Yes.
Thank you. So I get Morgan up because she's normally the first one to get up. So I get Morgan up, and after that, I get her dressed. Her clothes have already been laid out, so it's easy in the mornings. Get her dressed, wash her up, change her pamper, and feed her. And her appetite, because she's now 9 months, her appetite is changing. So she loves eggs. She's not really a fan of grits, but she loves eggs. And then she loves those little Gerber snacks, the ones that are like little star shaped that kind of dissolve in your mouth. She loves those too. So that's what we do. Then we get up, we get Madison together, and that's just a pain. And every morning, it's a pain. So I get her up while she's brushing her teeth and everything. I pack her lunch, ask her kind of what she prefers for lunch. We pack that up. And then that's ready, kind of ready to go. And then after that, I'll, if I need to do any touch-ups for me, that's when I do that. And then by 7:15, 7:20, we out the house. Cause Madison has to be to school before 7:45. Yeah. So I'm normally dropping her off about 7:30. School's not far from where we live, so 7:30, 7:35. Anywho, so then I start my day. I go to work. Typically now with this new schedule, I'm a few minutes early for work, and so I use that time in the morning for me. So if I want to reflect and get ready for the day, that's what I do. If I want to scroll down Facebook or Instagram, that's what I do. Sometimes me and my husband, we kind of talk about our schedule as far as who's going to pick up the kids. If he's going to pick them up, then I'm going to go to the gym, stuff like that. Then I go to work. So I work at 8 to 5. And my job can be very stressful. I don't necessarily want to talk about what I do. If you know me personally, then you know what I do. But that entails a lot. So I do work in, I just will say, a courtroom environment, and I'll just keep it like that, as well as law enforcement environment, and then that'll be it. So I prepare for court, and then after I prepare for court, I make sure I've spoke to everybody I needed to speak to get ready for court. And I have court twice a day. So I do it at 8:30, and then I do it again at 2. Well, I do it again about 1 to prepare for 2 o'clock court. And that's it. But a lot of my job is listening to other people's problems. And the hardest part with doing that is making sure you don't bring their problems home. So it's been sometimes where I just think about the people I've helped, or sadly, if there has been situations where I can't help anybody, or I can't help, or the services that I offer or the options that I have, they just don't work best for everybody. So sometimes I do bring that home, and that's something it's a daily struggle for me. It's something that I'm still working on. So there. So then I do all of that. After that, some days I go to the gym, and then other days I go pick up my youngest baby, because my husband would have already picked up the older one. And then I come home. If dinner is not prepared, then we make dinner. If dinner is prepared, we eat, we talk about our day. Homework, if Madison has it. And then after that, it's bath time. So getting their baths, getting my shower, eating, and then everybody making their way to the bed. And honestly, for the past 2 weeks, because now Madison has been in school 2 weeks, as soon as I hit the pillow, I'm done. I used to scroll on Instagram, and I'll say some days I still do scroll, just to, like a debrief or whatever, but every day that don't happen. So, yeah. And then the day ends. Then I do it again the next day. So back to my job, just talking about the stresses of my job. Like I said, sometimes I can't solve people's problems, and that's, for me, is hard. Because I want everybody to be okay. And I'm the type of person, I want to help everybody. But I had to realize that that's not my reality. I can't help everybody. And sometimes that's just hard for me. And I think that's one of the kind of negative things about my job is, I can't help everybody. Although I want to, I can't. Um, so that, and then motherhood. So motherhood has its own challenges. I know I talked about my daily routine and getting Morgan or Madison and Morgan up. Madison and Morgan up for school. Like I said, Madison. All right, so we're back. It's definitely the next day. Of course, my hair is already done, styled, dried. Anywho, different background, everything. So, I kind of wanted to start kind of where we left off. We were talking about motherhood and my daily routine. And of course, Madison is the hardest child to wake up in the morning, and that's every morning. But what I also want to talk about is babies or our kids at the younger stage. So I know for me, when Madison was born, for me, my top priority was finding a full-time job. So she was born in February. I was still working part-time at my job then. And by May, me and my husband had found full-time jobs where we could support ourselves, move out, things of that nature. With Morgan, I took all the time I could. My job only gives us 4 weeks. Everything after that, you have to use your own sick time, vacation time. So let's just say Morgan was born, of course, in November, and I stayed out till March. Yeah, I took all the time I needed, all the time I wanted, just to enjoy that baby stage, because they're not babies for long. I have a coworker who's pregnant now, and I tell her all the time, take all the time you need, because in that first year, they do so much. And I look at Morgan, and I'm like, oh my God, you're closer to 1 than anything. So she's crawling now, trying to eat on her own, is in everybody's plate for food. So take your time, and mothers, parents, enjoy that baby stage, because that first year they do so much and they go through so many different changes. They start walking, they grow, crawling, they go from bottles to baby food to real people food and in your plate all the time. So, but most importantly, with becoming parents again, communication. Me and my husband, we have to communicate everything. Who's gonna pick up the kids? Who's responsible for packing lunch and making bottles? Who's gonna do bath time? Who's gonna put them down? Who's gonna get them dressed in the morning? And now that the second week has kind of come and gone, we're getting into more so of a routine, especially bedtime. So communication, in my opinion, is everything. So that's definitely important. But now I want to talk to the moms, because I think the biggest thing now and the most important thing is, once you have the baby, your days definitely look different, but what do you do for yourself? I remember when Madison was younger, a family member had told me, she said, what do you do for yourself in your spare time? And of course I said, oh, I go get my hair done, I may go to the gym, I may get my nails done, my feet done. She said, no. She said, that's a maintenance. Just like men every day get a haircut, or every week or every 2 weeks get a haircut. Or, you cut your grass. She said, that's maintenance. You're supposed to do that. And you guys, it was like mind blowing to me, because I was like, she's so right. Because I think as women, especially mothers, we're so quick to say, oh, the things that I do for myself, oh, well, I'll go get my nails done. I'll go get my feet done. Make shopping, wax, whatever. But honestly, that's maintenance. That's to keep yourself going. That's to keep yourself looking good. And now I will say that there are times where you need that. Like if your hair, like for me, earlier my hair looked a hot mess. And I was like, I have to do my hair because it boosts your confidence. Even if you're not completely happy with your body or where you are as far as losing weight or your clothes fitting. And that's me. That's every day, every morning. I'm like, oh my God, I gotta lose this weight. But something that will boost my confidence is getting my feet done or getting my nails done. Well, I don't really get them done like that anymore. But getting my feet done, getting my hair done, getting a wax, things of that, it boosts your confidence. But that's not necessarily something that you want to do to take time for yourself. So on this journey of motherhood times two, I've learned to appreciate the small things. So once I drop my daughter off in the morning, riding to work in silence. Just kind of meditating on life, where I am in life, the progress I've made in life. Sometimes I use my lunch breaks. I used to use my lunch breaks, and I still do, if I need to run to the grocery store, things of that nature. And when I go, sometimes I just listen to music. Just let music play in my headphone while I'm shopping. Read a book. I'm really into inspirational books. I know one Christmas I had bought myself, and I think my mom and my mother-in-law, the T.D. Jakes books about 10 strong women in the Bible and how it relates. Oh my God, good book. Good book. Talks about Mary, Esther. It's a great book. And another inspirational book that I'm going to start reading is the Tabitha Brown book, because that's my business. Okay. Great. I'm getting ready to start reading that. And I'm excited. So things like that. Walking around in my neighborhood. Yes, walking is good for exercise. And of course, fitness is one of those things where it's maintenance. You're wanting to maintain your weight or lose weight. But walking and just not listening to music and just letting your thoughts play. It's something refreshing about that. But those are important. Those are important things to do. And in my opinion, those are important things to do 1 or 2 times a week, if not more. If you can squeeze in more, girl, go for it. It is important to do. Just for your mental health, just for your sanity. Because I know for me, and I had talked about it in my very first vlog, basically introducing myself, it's so easy to get into this routine. And we do need routines. I'm not saying that we don't, but it's so easy to get into this routine of waking up, taking the kids to school, going to work, picking the kids up, coming home, cooking dinner, putting the kids to bed, getting you ready for bed, go to sleep. Wake up, get the kids together, go to school. It's so easy to get stuck into this routine. And sometimes it drives you crazy about how fast you're moving during the day, during this routine period. And it's hard. You can't shake the routine because you know that you and your family need the routine. But in that routine, you have to find some time for yourself. You have to find something that makes you happy. Do something that makes you happy. Experience something that makes you happy. Do something that builds your confidence. It's so important, especially if you have, like me, a stressful job, you're still trying to find yourself with having 2 kids, building confidence in yourself, it's important. It is so, so, so very important. So I said all that to say I do want to leave you guys with 2 quotes. These quotes I found on Facebook and Instagram. I have good friends who are, of course, in ministry, and he talked about it, and this particular quote really made me think. So it says, put your progress into perspective. It didn't just get easier, you got stronger. I'll read it again. Put your progress into perspective. It didn't just get easier, you got stronger. And this is a quote that really spoke to me. And this is one of those quotes that I'll probably put on my computer screen at work. Because I have, of course, a desktop, but I have Post-it notes, like encouraging messages. And I think this is the one that I will put on my computer screen at work. But every day you get better. Every day, even if it's a small goal, you're achieving that goal. And it doesn't get easier. Life changes. I know earlier in this video I talked about how me and my husband, our finances changed because we had 2 kids in daycare. And so what was our almost $200 weekly bill, which is still a lot, was doubled because of another child. So it didn't get easier by any means having another child. But I will say our hearts are full. We are blessed 2 times over to have 2 great kids, and our communication has gotten stronger. Things that, maybe we were scared to talk about with each other has gotten stronger. Our daily routine, what we do on a daily, before he goes to work, he knows that, okay, make bottles not only for tonight, but make them for in the morning. So when I get up, after I've gotten the kids ready for school, I know the bottles are already made. I'm just going to go ahead and put them in her take to daycare bag. But you get stronger. You and your partner's relationship, like I said, it got stronger. Me and my relationship with my kids got stronger because now I take the time to sit and say, well, Madison, how was school? And now she's at the point now where she tells me, she wants to tell me. So I think it's, for me, I want to listen. I want to offer her up any advice that I can. And I want to start building that relationship because they learn so much in school, whether it be good, whether it be bad. They learn it in school, they learn it on social media, and I want to have that strong knit relationship with both of my kids. I want to have that strong knit relationship with my husband. That's really, really important to me. So we got stronger. And the last quote is, remember to trust the process and know that you're exactly where you're meant to be. I'll read it again. Remember to trust the process and know that you're exactly where you're meant to be. Life is hard. And especially with inflation and all of this, life could be even harder. But it's important to know that whatever it is that you're dealing with in life, you're supposed to go through that storm. You're supposed to feel how you feel. But it's important not to stay there. It's important to do everything that you can, trusting God to come up out that storm. And I never forget, I spoke to my mom, and I think I referenced it in my first video. Sometimes you have to take a day at a time. But if it's one of those days, and we've all had one of those days, it's so important just to take an hour at a time. Okay, from 12 to 1, I'm going to take my break. I'm not going to answer no phone calls. I'm not going to respond to no emails. I'm not going to look at work that I could be doing. I'm taking my break. And at 1 o'clock, I'll pack my lunch back up, and I'll start doing what it is that I need to do. And I'm talking to myself when I say that, because I'm that one between 12 and 1 where I'm supposed to have my break, and I'm in front of my computer screen and my lunch is right here. I said, oh, send me an email. Let me email. And then I go into this rabbit hole, and then it's 1 o'clock. My food is cold because I only had 1 or 2 bites, but I done responded to 6 people or took 3 phone calls, and I got a to-do list of stuff. Take time for yourself. You're where you're supposed to be. You're doing the things that you need to do. You're putting that work in to do the things that you need to do to be a stronger person. And I promise you, it's going to get better. It is going to get better. So thank you guys for tuning in to this video. I truly appreciate it. Please continue to support me. I love you guys. It's just amazing. This will be my 7th video. But just to see my progress, to see my other videos, granted I haven't been doing it but 2 months. But just to see how people are still viewing my first and second videos, even my other videos, how you guys show love and support to my family, giving me words of encouragement. I truly, truly, truly appreciate it. Thank you guys for tuning in as always, and I'll check you on the next video. Bye.